It's very rare that when you think of Toyota, you think of cool and exciting. Yes, you have the Supra, but as we know, that's not a real Toyota. You also have the GT86, now known as the GR86, but that is made in partnership with Subaru. But there is one sports car that Toyota's in-house team can be proud of. My name is Omar, and today I'm test driving the 2021 Toyota Camry TRD, and it sounds pretty nice. As everybody runs out and buys an SUV or crossovers, mid-sized sedans are starting to spice things up just a little bit to keep shoppers running away from the segment. The Camry TRD here is probably the coolest looking Camry that you'll ever see. It's also the sportiest Camry. Now, it's not like you have extra power here compared to other V6 Camrys. You do have some tweaks made by the TRD team, so this is mainly an appearance package. The Camry TRD here competes with the likes of the Honda Accord 2.0, the Mazda 6 2.5, the Hyundai Sonata N line, and the Kia K5 GT. How does it stack up to those? Let's find out. Today I'll give you a tour of the 2021 Camry TRD, and then make sure you stick around until the end of my video for my driving impressions and whether or not if you should buy this over the competition. Make sure you hit subscribe, make sure you hit like. All right, let's do this. Let's get into it like we usually do by taking a look at all of the cool and interesting things that you should know about the 2021 Toyota Camry TRD. At the end of the day, this is just a Toyota Camry, so there aren't many exciting or crazy things on the inside, but what's cool and interesting here is all the bits that Toyota's TRD department has done to make this Camry not look like a boring mid-size sedan. First up, TRD lowered the height of the Camry by 0.6 inches for a reduced center of gravity, which makes this thing look tougher than it actually is. If you're looking for a comfortable riding Camry, then look elsewhere because this one has stiffer coil springs and sway bars for increased roll stiffness. It also has larger brakes on the front than the regular Camry with 12.9-inch diameter rotors and dual piston calipers. Of course, it also has cooler 19-inch TRD matte black wheels. These look really dope. I like these wheels a lot. Now, once you get past all the fake vents here, obviously there are a lot of fake vents, you'll start to appreciate the aggressive body kit that this Camry is wearing. You have a new front splitter that makes this thing look tougher. You have a side aero kit, but you will always hit your ankle when you're getting in or out of this thing. There is also a new rear diffuser that makes it look more aggressive, but the real story in the back, it's this TRD cat back dual exhaust that actually sounds pretty good, so let's take a listen. Actually, never mind. The coolest thing in the back is this giant TRD spoiler because the JDM market for some reason is obsessed with giant spoilers. Just take a look at the Civic Type R and now you have it here on the Toyota Camry TRD. So yeah, at the end of the day, this isn't your parents' or grandparents' Camry anymore. By the way, you also have a bunch of red trim all around this car because red is supposed to mean fast in the sports car world. You have this really cool red TRD badge right in the back. And my test model here is also optioned out with a two-tone color going for the black metallic midnight roof on the top and the ice edge white all around. So let's get into pricing, and the pricing really isn't that bad. The base Camry LE starts at $25,045, and then when you hop into the V6 Camrys, you start off with the Camry TRD for a total of $32,260. As tested here, you're looking at $33,680, and that's because you pay an extra $500 if you want that two-tone exterior paint job. Power-wise, the Camry TRD is working with a 3.5-liter V6 engine, making 301 horsepower and 267 pound-feet of torque, and that's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. That will allow you to go from 0 to 60 in just 5.6 seconds, which is pretty impressive actually for this segment, and you have a top speed of 134 miles an hour. Drive modes wise, you're working with Eco, Normal, and Sport, and I love the hold button. Whoever invented the hold button deserves all the praise in the world because I use this all the time in every car. If I don't have it, I kind of get pissed off. Fuel economy wise, you're working with 22 city and 31 highway. You have a 16-gallon tank capacity. I'm averaging, after a few days of driving, let me just hit the back button here, a total of 14.5 miles a gallon. Now, before we check out the inside, let's check out the cargo capacity. You can pop the trunk by using this button right here, and it opens it up to 15.1 cubic feet. Good amount of space. I have my gear back here, and just remember that you're driving the cooler Camry, the Camry TRD, so the floor mat back here has a Camry TRD logo. Let's hop inside the Camry TRD, and other than the TRD bits, there's not much here to talk about. You start off with these really comfortable black soft tex fake leather seats with fabric inserts, and everything here has red accents and red stitching, and you have TRD embroidered on the headrest, because all performance cars should have logos in the headrest, because that's some kind of rule out there that, you know, you probably don't know about. And then you have these really cool Camry TRD floor mats with some red accents. And then speaking of red, the fast red color can be seen everywhere here. You have red stitching on the steering wheel right here. You also have red stitching all over the dash. And then you have red stitching around the shift knob with the nice little TRD logo on it. Also, the gauge cluster on the TRD has red illuminated accents because, you know, performance. Quality-wise, it's not bad at all. You have soft touch all over the dash above the steering wheel right here. You have soft touch right here on the door panels. It's everything that you would expect from Toyota. There is some nice polished black over here. Nice, I'm being sarcastic because polished black is hated on worldwide, but they do have some nice little metallics, so you don't really see the fingerprints that you're leaving around here. Now, tech-wise, it's not that exciting in here. The Camry TRD comes standard with a 7-inch touchscreen display, and you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard. And when you press the map button right here, it takes you to Apple Maps. I would prefer Google Maps, but it takes you to Apple Maps. Rear legroom for the Camry TRD, or any other Camry for that matter, comes in at 38 inches. I'm about 6 foot tall. That's my seating position. I sit further back than a normal human being, and as you can see, I still have plenty of room. You have some storage right here. No climate control, no vents back here, but you do have storage to throw stuff in. Now, before I give you my opinion on how it is to drive the Camry TRD, let me point out a few random things that I'll have to show all of you. You have 2 cup holders, and that's it. Bottle holders on the side do not count as cup holders, they count as bottle holders. Rear passengers don't get a cup holder at all. They just have some storage. This center seat does not fold down to reveal a cup holder, so I got my Dunkin' just chilling there. Here are what the keys look like to the Toyota Camry TRD. Surprisingly, they didn't take the chance to throw a TRD logo on the keys, but they took a chance to throw it everywhere else. Door open and close sound from the outside and from the inside. Pretty good. Charging game wise, you're working with a USB port right here for your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and you would think this is a wireless charger, but it's not. It's just a place to put your phone and some storage underneath it where you can hide things. And then in the center armrest, you have a USB port and a USB-C port, so that's pretty exciting. Rear passengers don't get anything at all. Let's do a quick indicator and horn sound test here on the 2021 Toyota Camry TRD. Indicator first. Definitely pretty Toyota-ish. Now for the horn sound, let me just lower my window. There's some people in the park that I'm gonna piss off right now, so here we go. Pretty solid, not bad at all. And now that I've given you a tour of the 2021 Camry TRD, let me give you my opinion on how it drives. All right, let's get to it. By the way, one red thing that I forgot to mention earlier are these red seat belts, because, you know, red means performance. So I know earlier on I said that this might be too stiff for some people, but let me clarify what I mean. Yes, this is slightly stiffer than the base level Camry model, so if you're coming from one of those, you'll notice a little bit of a difference. If you're coming from other V6 Camry models, you'll barely notice anything in terms of stiffness at all. In fact, you'll barely notice anything different at all. Yes, the TRD team did do some work to this, but they didn't do anything drastic. They've just taken everything and turned it up just one notch. It's every bit of fun to drive as the other V6 Camry models, so if you're looking for power but you don't want all this crazy styling, you can still go for the Camry V6 XSE and the XLE. That said, how does this stack up to the competition? Being the only V6 model available in this segment, you might think that this is the best option. Now, if we're talking about performance alone and nothing else, I would pick this over the Core 2.0 and the Mazda 6 2.5, but I wouldn't pick it over the Hyundai Sonata N line or the Kia K5 GT. And that's only if we're talking about the Camry TRD. If we're talking about the Camry V6 XSE and the XLE, then the conversation would be a little different, because those come with much more amenities and are a better overall package. So why would I pick those 2 Korean models over this Camry TRD here? The Hyundai Sonata N line and the Kia K5 GT just have way more theatrics when it comes to performance. All these mid-size, affordable performance sedans are front-wheel drive cars. Just the Hyundai Sonata N line and the Kia K5 GT do have massive torque steer, but they are just really fun to drive, and they do handle a little bit better than the Camry TRD here. So yeah, by the looks of it, and it being lowered by 0.6 inches, you might think that this is a harsh riding Camry, but it's not. This is a great daily driver. It's actually pretty smooth. It doesn't feel stiff at all. The best way to explain this, if it makes sense, this is the perfect daily driver for somebody that loves sports cars, and it's the perfect car for somebody that doesn't really care about sports cars but wants to have some fun in their daily driver. Handling wise, you notice a little bit of a difference. TRD did do some work to it, but it's not too drastic. It actually handles pretty well. Yeah, it really has some grip actually. But yeah, it's not that crazy drastic from the regular V6 Camry. Although I do wish that the Camry V6 XSE and XLE would come with this TRD exhaust. Don't quote me, but I think you can get that as an aftermarket option if you want. Either way, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe, make sure you hit like, make sure you follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. My handle is @OmarDrives. At this point, I don't know if I've passed 10,000 subscribers. I am close to 10,000 subscribers, but the time this video comes out, I don't know if I'll be past 10,000. But either way, thanks for your support. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Peace. I like this thing. It's a pretty fun daily driver.